$3,000 has also been announced for information of the suspects. Security teams have sealed the town of Pahalgam in Indian-administered Kashmir, where the gunman had opened fire on tourists in an open meadow only accessible by foot or on horseback earlier this week. The home of one of the suspected gunmen has also been demolished by local authorities. In New Delhi, Neha Punia.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Friday. Made it through another week here. The 25th day of April for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports here this morning. Going to be talking about the Nebraska men's basketball team. We now know their first couple of games for the 2025-2026 season. The Huskers have also picked up a big man, 6'9", 245-pound Jared Garcia from Tulsa. We'll tell you about that coming up. Hastings College baseball and softball teams are going to be in action this weekend. UNK volleyball team has their annual Legends Classic this weekend at the Health and Sports Center. Adams Central baseball team on the road yesterday for a triangular with Maxwell and North Platte. We'll tell you how they did. Of course, the NBA and NHL playoffs going on. The NFL draft last night. A lot coming up about that throughout the morning here and today. Got some comments from Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola as the Huskers get ready to wrap up their spring workouts tomorrow with their Husker games in Lincoln. Also going to be talking with Jim Sliker at 7:30 this morning. He's with the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. Of course, Fodder Park holding their big race, the Gus Fodder Stakes in Grand Island tomorrow. Also some other big races on the card for Saturday. We'll talk about all the stuff that is racing, or a little horse talk coming up at 7:30 this morning. But now with the 33rd pick and the Extreme Sports draft today, we'll swing it over to the Western Studios with Tyson Havronic.
With the 33rd pick in the Extreme Sports Draft, we will still not take Shadur Sanders and keeping him in his little green room waiting to be drafted. That's top draft story by far. Like, you can take a look at the Raiders getting Genty to fall into their lap. You can take a look at Buffalo having the Kentucky cornerback go all the way down to pick 30 and him falling into your lap, and Hairston, he's just going to be a burner. You could take a look at all the success that I had in my mock draft, by the way. Like, I nabbed several different players in several different spots, missed your Kansas City Chiefs, but they go get their offensive linemen. I had a great mock draft. We could talk about that. That was far superior than my page 3 March Madness bracket. I might know football just a teeny weeny bit more than I know hoops, but nevertheless, draft day yesterday, kind of as scheduled. Jacksonville surprising a lot of people by going up and getting that piece with Travis Hunter. I didn't think Jacksonville would make that kind of play. I mean, they were already a top 5 pick anyway, and it's just one of several, a handful of instances in modern day draft era where 2 top 5 picks have made trades. But Jacksonville wanted their guy. They went up and got Travis Hunter. I thought it would kind of go to and fall to a team that thought they were more of a contender, like a Washington or a Detroit. But nevertheless, interesting stuff. Jackson Dart, the second quarterback off the board. Nobody had that on their bingo card. I had Jackson Dart maybe as a second rounder, but the Giants went out and filled a lot of holes. Right, you get your edge rusher and Abdul Carter over at Penn State, and then fill up the spot. And everything I've heard, and this is just sports guy talk, right? Like, this isn't based on conversations that I have with sources within the Cleveland Browns or Washington Commanders or anything like that. Like, I've got no sources. I just hear hearsay. And Shedeur Sanders met with a lot of NFL teams, and apparently those meetings lasted for all of about 5 minutes. I think this is a case where your ego comes back and bites you in the ass and ruins your draft stock and the amount of money you can make in the NFL, because now you're staring down a second rounder, maybe, if some teams want to get a backup quarterback in their QB room. For me, this is solely a case where your ego ate you alive and ruined your draft stock.
And I told a lot of people last night, we were tweeting back and forth and stuff like that. I don't think NFL teams were ready to put up with Dion. You know,
1,000%.
Oh, with Prime, you know, you get Shedeur in there, and you're bringing in Dion too.
Yeah, that's a package deal.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of NFL teams that says we're not ready for this circus. Yeah, we're not ready for this circus. We're gonna look elsewhere. Mm-hmm. But I think you'll see Shedeur probably come out tonight. I think Cleveland has 2 picks right off of the bat. They got the number 1 pick in the second round. Then they got one shortly after that. So look for maybe Sanders. That'd be a good place for him to end up.
Where was that?
Cleveland.
Oh God,
that'd be a good spot for him to end up. Is
the island of misfit quarterbacks over in the Cleveland Browns franchise.
That looks like where he might be going. Like I said, there's 2 picks for Cleveland right off of the bat in the second round. That'd be a great spot for him. God.
We got an early chime in here and some good news. This morning we gave Lou Dog some well wishes the other day when he was going in for some surgery, and Lou Dog back in the lobby with us here this morning. Successful surgery, but been out a week, stuck at home recovering, feeling good, walking kids to school, enjoying us again here on the morning show. And Lou Dog, it's great to have you back in the live lobby, and we hope everything went well surgery wise for you.
All right. Let's see. So Cam Ward, he goes number 1 as expected.
As anticipated.
To Tennessee. You nailed Cleveland.
Trading
the number 2 pick, but you thought maybe Washington would come up and steal the number 2 pick. Mm-hmm. Jacksonville did. You mentioned Travis Hunter going to Jacksonville. Then things pretty well went norm in the first 5 picks.
Yeah.
Will Campbell going to New England. Mason Graham going to Cleveland. And Abdul Cooper going to the New York Giants. Those were the first 5 picks in the draft last night. So everything went according to the chalk, so to speak, in the first 5.
Sure. Bears made a definite reach at that tight end spot. The Penn State tight end was the better of them, and he ends up falling to the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, the Colts got a gift with the top tight end in the class. The only thing I can't stand about this Michigan tight end that goes to Chicago, like watch film on him. The dude cannot block. He does a fine job at getting out in the flats and getting out in space and catching. But your run game is going to be insignificant if you're going to throw him on the outside and try to block somebody. Like dude won't pick one up. He needs Dana Holgerson to get out and say, hey, you wide receivers, you tight ends, if you don't block, your ass is going to sit on the bench. We had that little conversation midway through, and look how much better our offense got when you instilled that kind of fear in him. And he just he doesn't do a whole lot for me tangibly. I think the Bears reached, and Chicago probably had the worst draft pick of the first round based on value and where they're sitting. You can't give up a 10 spot and draft the second best tight end in the draft class and expect me not to give you some crap here and guff on a Friday morning.
All right, so how'd your favorite team do in the draft last night? Give us a shout out.
A+. Hairston Jr., it was about round, well, not round, but like pick 11, 12, 13, somewhere in there when you had like the Arizona Cardinals, Atlanta Falcons, Miami Dolphins were all making picks. I expected Harrison to fall there. And then when he falls and you kind of take a look at the rest of the teams and based on their needs and what they're going after, you thought maybe Okay, there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance that the player with the fastest 40 time in the NFL Draft Combine and Hairston Jr. from Kentucky, that big flashy gold suit, I'm like, there's a chance he falls to Buffalo. And he did. And it was big. And I celebrated. Absolutely. Your team did all right. Like, you got your offensive lineman traded down, realized that Philadelphia wasn't going to be swinging that way, and were able to trade one pick with the Eagles and trade down to get your O lineman. So you filled a draft day void, and certainly a void on that offensive line. So that was a win for Kansas City. But I grade Buffalo an A+. I think the Raiders got the steal with Genty over there in the 5th pick, just kind of falling into the Raiders' lap. Overall, like, kind of what we expected.
All right,
not a whole lot of surprises. Other than maybe Shadur falling, Genty going down as far as he did to Vegas, and I think Harrison falling down to Buffalo. I mean, that's a gift. Other than that, not a lot of surprises.
So round 2 is coming up tonight in Green Bay. I love that. Green Bay had like 175,000 people at the NFL draft.
They showed up.
2 years ago in Kansas City, it was 300,000.
Okay.
So, yeah, they showed up. It looked neat. Mm-hmm. But 2 years ago, Kansas City had 300,000 people at the draft. Green Bay had 175,000.
Well, if you're an NFL fan and you're looking for things to do other than the NFL draft, I don't think that the middle of freaking Wisconsin has got a whole lot of nightlife activity going on over there. Kansas City, a little bit more party town. You can go to Power and Light District, do a few more things. Maybe catch a Royals game while you're down there. It's Green Bay. Like, Lambeau's it.
I'm just telling you. Those are the facts.
Well, it wasn't all Chiefs fans. It helps that it's in the middle of America, and NFL fans from all over can go. This is kind of Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's up there in its own little universe.
All right. 402-834.
We're going to make like a point that Chiefs fans are more supportive than Packer fans? Was that what you're trying to convey?
No, I'm just saying that it was a lot bigger event when it was in Kansas City. I don't care who showed up, but it was a lot bigger event when it was in Kansas City.
What if it was in Vegas?
Yeah. I bet. Well, didn't they have a draft out there?
Hell, I can't remember.
No, that was a Super Bowl.
I don't think they've had the draft out in Vegas.
They need to.
That'd be
awesome.
Huddle up live coverage.
There we go. Oh, jeez, here we go again. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number if you'd like to chime in here today. 402-834-1330. If you want to talk about the NFL draft and how your favorite team did last night, give us a shout out. Something else going on in the sports world you want to comment about, or for that fact, something non-sports related, give us a call. You can always leave a message on our social media sites as well. We're monitoring that as well. Quick check on the playoffs last night in the NBA. The New York Knicks beat Detroit last night, 118-116. So New York leading that series 2-1. Oklahoma City winners again over Memphis, 114-108. OKC, they lead that series 3-0. The LA Clippers over Denver, 117-83. The Clippers lead that series 2-1. Tonight, you've got Boston playing at Orlando. Boston leading that series 2-0. Indiana is at Milwaukee. Indiana leads that series 2-0. And the Los Angeles Lakers are at Minnesota. That series is tied up at 1 game apiece.
On the ice, if you bet the underdogs last night, you were feeling pretty good. The Dogs winners of 3 of 4 matchups on the ice last night. Minnesota Wild taking down the Las Vegas Golden Knights 5-2. Minnesota has jumped out to a 2-1 series lead. They were actually the underdogs according to the seeds, but have been playing some pretty good hockey as of late and get a 5-2 winner over the Vegas Golden Knights. The Toronto Maple Leafs have now extended their series lead to 3-0 as we as hockey fans continue to wait for the on-schedule Toronto playoff collapse that should be coming just about any moment from now. Florida Panthers, they win over the Tampa Bay Lightning. They extend their lead to a 2-0 series lead. They were probably the favorites in the Eastern Conference, and another shutout over the Tampa Bay Lightning, improving to 2-0. The only favorite to win last night was the team that was down 2-0 in the series, but since February, the Enterprise Center over in St. Louis, Missouri has been a fortress. It caused the Jets to absolutely implode last night. They had a total implosion. So many penalties racked up in the third period because they were frustrated. Why were they frustrated? They allowed 7 goals. The Blues, big winners last night, 7-2. Play Gloria. The Blues get 1 game back. It's now a 2-1 Jets advantage in that series. They will get set for a big matchup coming up on Saturday. Meanwhile, tonight, it's the Washington Capitals and the Montreal Canadiens. Caps with the 2-0 lead. Hurricanes with the 2-0 lead in their series over the New Jersey Devils. And the Kings with a 2-0 series lead over the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton will try to claw back into that series in the Western Conference tonight for your late night hockey, which begins at 9:30.
Just got a note. Vegas did hold the draft.
Okay.
Just a couple of years ago. Why didn't I remember this? 2022.
3 years ago?
Yeah, Vegas held a draft. Remember they were out in the Bellagio fountains, out in the water?
No.
Yeah, I remember that. Why didn't I remember that this morning? God.
They get clustered together, and it's just one big draft stage. And I remember, a whole lot about anything really when it comes to, hey, do you remember when this player was drafted? I might remember that specifically, but I don't remember where it was at or what round it was or even what year it was. They come and go. They all get bundled together when you get this age and you've seen so many drafts.
2022, 3 years ago, it was in Vegas.
3 years ago in Vegas.
Yeah,
okay.
3 years ago. Yeah, I remember that now. Why did I think of that this morning? My mind must be, it was a late night. The Chiefs didn't draft until late last night. I had to stay up.
You did stay up and watch it? Good for you.
It was kind of hit and miss. I was on the couch.
About 45 minutes after the draft wrapped up, the Blues game wrapped up. Yeah, I stayed up for that, so I've been burning the coffee here this morning.
Oh, it's a little nappy today.
Oh, it's the beautiful weather for a nap too. Kind of a little overcast, just a little cool rain. Oh, I'm gonna be zonked out for an hour.
At least. Yeah, I hope you can make it to 8:00. Can you?
8 o'clock? Yeah, we'll be good. Sorry, I dozed off there for a second. Lou Dog says, speaking of hockey, he got out of the house and had goodwill towards my team. Excuse me. I've got new Blackhawks gear. I don't know if that's goodwill. One of the rivals for the St. Louis Blues, but Lou Dog's rocking some Blackhawks, new Blackhawks hoodie here today. So there you go.
What are you wearing?
What am I wearing? Cardinals.
Cardinals again?
Yeah. I'm not going to put on the Blues jersey. I don't mess with the streak. And
the streak is one.
The streak is one. That's one. That's one more than we had.
The streak is one.
Yeah, it was going to be 3 for the Jets before last night, and they flexed. And
they won one game.
I am superstitious, man. I'm telling you, I'm not going to put on the Blues jerseys. I have 3 of them. They're all gorgeous, by the way. They're sitting there hanging in the closet, and I'm like, oh. If I put one on, sure as shit, we'll go downhill.
You need to wear it though before the season ends because you can't wear it once the season ends.
I'll wear it in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
They won't be there. They won't be there. All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on Huddle Up. Again, 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you want to chime in, go ahead and leave us a message as well on our social media sites as we get you up, get you going here on this Friday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll start off with wildfires in northern Nebraska, as Governor Jim Pillen has deployed 29 Nebraska National Guard members and authorized aerial support to help local firefighters combat fires in northern Nebraska. One in particular, the Plum Creek fire in Brown County, has burned about 6,600 acres. It's sparked by a permitted burn that spread out of control. The fire has killed 45 cattle thus far and destroyed a cabin. In response to the ongoing dry conditions, Pillen also announced a statewide burn ban. From fires in northern Nebraska to fires on the political scene, yesterday in Kearney, Senator Pete Ricketts holding a town hall and facing waves of public criticism during the town hall as constituents voiced strong concerns about potential cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. The crowd even grew vocal, interrupting Ricketts at times, with chants advocating to tax the rich, reflecting the growing tension over proposed federal policies. Ricketts will finish his town hall series in Valentine and Scottsbluff today. In the courts, Common Cause Nebraska has filed a complaint with the Nebraska Accountability and Disclosure Commission seeking an investigation into John Keane. John Keane, the former senator who was a strong opponent of medical marijuana in Nebraska and even took the issue to court after voters approved it. The complaint is for Keane not disclosing expenses tied to his legal challenge against the medical marijuana ballot initiatives that were approved by voters in November of 2024. The complaint calls for an inquiry into whether those expenses should have been reported and urges the commission to enforce, disclose, and apply penalties under state law. It is now 7:20. We head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the Nebraska men's basketball team will play in the 2025 Hall of Fame Classic this fall. The event will take place on November 20th and 21st at the T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City. Nebraska will be joined by Kansas State, Mississippi State, and New Mexico in this year's event. Nebraska played in the Hall of Fame Classic in 2018 and lost to eventual NCAA runner-up Texas Tech in the championship game. The Nebraska men's basketball team has picked up a 6'9", 245-pound senior from Tulsa, Jared Garcia. Played in nearly 17 games for the Golden Hurricane after missing time with knee injuries. He averaged 9.6 points and 4.2 rebounds per game. Garcia began his college career at Charlotte and then spent a season at Salt Lake Community College before transferring to Tulsa. Hastings College baseball team will wrap up the season this weekend with a 4-game series at Doane. Action gets underway at 1 this afternoon. Softball team will host Doane tomorrow out at the Smith Complex. First pitch will be at 1. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:45 here on Extreme Sports. The Nebraska Kearney volleyball team will finish up its 2025 spring season with the annual Legends Classic on Saturday at the Health and Sports Center. The 14-team tournament will get underway at 10. The field includes the Lopers and Hastings College, as well as Doane, McCook Community College, North Platte Community College, Western Nebraska Community College, Cloud County Community College, Northeastern Junior College, and 6 UNK volleyball alumni teams. Earlier this spring, the Lopers scrimmaged Wyoming, Regis, Nebraska Omaha, and Barton County Community College. The Adams Central baseball team split a pair of games yesterday. The Patriots beat Maxwell 18-3. Cohen Rader and Parker Hodgen each had 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Nick Musel was the winning pitcher. Musel had 3 hits in the second game, but the Patriots lost to North Platte 4-2. Jacob Reichstein took the loss. Adams Central is now 13-5 on the season and will play at Aurora on Saturday. Other action yesterday, Twin River beat Aurora 2-1, and Central City Centura continues to win. They defeated York yesterday by a score of 4-2. That's a check in your sports headlines. It's 7:23 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We made it to the weekend, and as we start off this Friday, it'll be cooler today with the high only in the mid to upper 50s. It'll be breezy as well. Northerly winds around 15, gusting to 25 miles per hour. A few area showers this morning as well. Tonight we'll have mostly cloudy skies and overnight low of 42. 58 on Saturday with a chance of a few passing showers, especially Saturday night. Sunday we have a chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms off to the west and a high of 73. That's a check your forecast.
Right now, as you wake up, get going this morning, we've got cloudy skies, winds out of the north at 14. It is 46 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Willen, Science Center Vronic with you on a Friday. By the way, Cam Raceway holding the first race of the 2025 season tonight. So if you can't make it to the track and you want to check out the action, again, we'll have the video stream on Extreme Sports. Go to our website, x-streamsports.com. You'll see a little racing tab there at the top of the page. Click on that and follow the instructions. That'll get you the live feed directly from the track tonight as the Cam Raceway opens up the 2025 racing season. It is a Friday. It is a Friday.
One track to another.
Yeah, we're going to go from one track to the other. It's a Friday, and that means it's time to talk ponies here this morning.
They're at the post. Now they're moving into the gate.
And down the stretch they come in the Kentucky Derby, and Barbaro is running away. It's Edgar Prado aboard, and Barbaro is going to win this Derby by 6 lengths. Bluebest had second. From far back, Steppenwolf came on to be third.
All right, let's bring him in. Our ace here, Jim Sliker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. Good morning, Jim. And what are you doing with all your money?
Well, morning, guys. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe buying a horse one of these days.
Jim Sliker was red hot last Friday. Unbelievable, Jimmy. You had one heck of a day, my man.
Oh, it's been a good roll here the last 2 weekends. Both Fridays. I hope you're following along. We made some good money.
Let's just drop the money from the sky right there. We'll take kudos, take a bow, because you got people in the money last Friday, and I couldn't believe it. You hit just about everything last week.
Well, the last 2 Fridays, and really what it's been is just being able to analyze the races and be able to pick who was going to be out on front, because there was such a track bias the last couple weeks with speed. And that might change this weekend. We've got some rain. Thank God we've got some rain for the ranchers, farmers, the firefighters especially. But putting some moisture in this track, we might be now able to see some horses come from off the pace. So it might be a little bit different handicapping this weekend.
Well, we'll talk some Friday racing here in just a little bit, but let's start off with I think the big spotlight certainly on the Saturday showcase over at Fauner Park. Not 1, not 2, but 3 stakes races, Jim, and all kind of culminating with what I call Fauner Park's Super Bowl in the Bosselman Handicap Stakes that's going to be running. This has got a one that even ships in. I used to call it kind of the Fauner Park All-Star Race, but this even ships in one with a very, very impressive resume that's coming in from some great stakes races in a horse from Japan.
Well, normally this race attracts quite a few that ship in. You'll see trainers coming in, you hate to say it, trying to steal the purse money at a smaller track, thinking, all we got to do is go against the locals. But I have to say, the locals really stack up well this year. Other than we do have Komori Bino Amodi coming in, a Japanese horse that out of the Rubatino Diodoro barn that, wow, you look at this horse and he's been running against graded stakes competition almost every race he's run. He was not winning those, but when you're running against the best and you're running second and thirds in 500,000, even $1 million race out at Charlestown, it's going to be tough going for the locals going against him. And the other thing is we've had some rain. Not quite sure how this is going to affect the track tomorrow. They're still predicting a little rain for tomorrow, even if it's an off track. He's proved he can win on an off track, so it makes him a well-rounded contestant here.
I see you got him picked to win the Bosselman Stakes tomorrow, Jimmy. But like I said, there are some local horses. If you want to stay local and get behind some of these horses tomorrow, who are some of the locals that are in the Bosselman?
Well, one of them that I don't know if you'd say stands out to me, but if I was going to start playing the exotics and playing him with Komori Bino Amodi, I'm going to look at forced ranking. This horse out of the Skylar Condon barn, for some reason, he always steps up when the stakes are high, and the distance suits him well. He'll be at some odds. This horse should be running hard at the end. He come up short his last couple times, but there's a lot of speed in this race. I mean, Tennessee Moon, we got the filly coming out, or the mare coming out of the barn of Mark Hibden. She's a standout, but I'm not sure how she's gonna stack up against the Japanese horse here, just because there is so much speed. But you could make a case for any one of the the locals here to win this race or to at least make a good presence in it.
We're talking the Bosselman Gus Fauner Stakes, the ninth race on Saturday's race card. The horse that hit triple digits for me this year, the one and only triple-digit ticket I cashed in, was back a few Saturdays ago on the birthday when Arthurian come through in his stakes race. He draws the rail here, the one pole post on the off track. How does a horse come from that one spot, and what does Arthurian have to do to get in there and get in the money and mix in those exotics?
Well, I'm not sure how Arthurian's going to run in the mud. He's not a proven mud runner. He's never tried an off track yet. His running style, though, fits the race because he lays just off the pace, and coming out of the one hole, he's not going to get caught wide into the corner. He's got that whole back stretch to get to it, and actually this here will be a 3-turn mile and a 16th, so it's going to be very important not to get caught wide. And Arthurian should be laying about probably third or fourth, but be able to protect his rail spot. So he's tough in this race. Like I said, I do have him picked third. Not saying he couldn't even step up and win this. Nobody knows how the Japanese horse is going to run. I guess I look at him, though, and go, he has tried bull rings before. Granted, they were 6 furlong tracks. Ours is only a 5/8 mile track, but he handled them well. So it's not a case of, gee, is he going from a mile track and being able to handle these turns and things like that. So I don't know. I guess I'm really high on the Japanese horse, but, I'm not going to argue. I wouldn't mind seeing him getting beat and having one of the locals step up and, let the local guy collect the money.
Jim, the other horse you got in your top 3 is a Forced Ranking in the Gus Fauner Stakes. Talk about Forced Ranking.
Well, Forced Ranking is going to be one that in the race you're going to watch him break and you're going to think, wow, this horse doesn't stand a chance. He's so far out of it. Last race in the prep, the Dowd Mile, he was dead last. And he rallied well. He had a lot of ground to make up, and like I said, that was on a speed bias track, and he still got up to be fourth against some of these same rivals. And in the Bosselman in the past, he's come running at him and just missed. Last year, he had apprentice Tyler Bacon, and if you haven't been following races, Tyler Bacon was an apprentice, had his very first win here at Fauner Park last year, and now he's one of the top 10 riders in the nation with over, I believe, about $3.5 million in earnings already this year. So Forced Ranking's not prone to being on the pace. He's going to come flying at the end, so it should be pretty exciting.
Again, Jim Schleicher from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us here. You can join the Facebook group, get all of Jim's picks for the weekend card over at Fauner Park. What we're focusing on specifically here this morning on the Saturday card, a couple more stakes races, and I wanted to get some insight on. Let's take a look at the Elite Sprint Cup. That's a race that features General Shipman. He made it look easy breezy, lemon squeezy. I don't know the correct term I want to play out here, but he made things look easy in his last start, and I would appear to be the odds-on favorite here in this stakes race.
He does. He struggled 2 races before he come in here. Talking to the owners and the trainers on this horse, he's under the barn of Mark Kibden now. Before he come in here, he was on the nation's leading trainer, Steve Asmussen. He struggled in his last 2 races, and they decided that he is a Nebraska bred. They brought him up to Nebraska, said, okay, let's try to get his mojo back up here. He needs to win some races and get his confidence back up. They'll take him back and start racing him against some better tracks, bigger money. But he come in here, and it looked like he was going to get beat for a minute. Top of the lane, he was only a half length ahead after having a pretty easy time of it early. And when them horses come up beside him, the jockey just let out the reins and away he went on them. And I look for him to do that again today. And or do that on Saturday. And even if the track comes up off, he has been a proven winner on the off track. So his speed really suits this race well. And General Shipman, being a Nebraska bred, going against open class here, this race is kind of stacked with some really nice Nebraska breds. Mo Summers, a multiple stakes winner, also a Nebraska bred. And one thing I'd like to point out, if you look, it used to be somebody says, "Oh, a Nebraska bred," I can scratch him off right away. Especially, we're in an open class stakes race here. But these two horses, Mo Summer and General Shipman, they have started to stand out, and our breeding in Nebraska has really picked up. The money's getting more incentivizing for them, and so we're starting to see some really nice horses, General Shipman being one, and I look for General Shipman to get out there and roll today on Saturday.
All right, so a couple of big races coming up at Fauner tomorrow. What about today's card? People heading out to the track today, what do we look for on this Friday card?
Well, I can give you a couple horses that I like. My best bet today is in race 5, number 4, Life on the Nile. And this race just lacks speed. There's not a lot of speed horses. Not saying somebody's not going to try to get out and run with them, but he ought to be able to get out, set the pace, dictate it, and have a pretty good, comfortable lead out there by himself and carry that on. So the race just sets up well for him. And if we want to play a long shot today, I'm going in race 6, number 4, Reina del Sur. This horse is just the opposite. This race is loaded with speed. There is so much speed in this race. There's going to be a fight going into the turn. Somebody's going to get caught wide in it. He ought to be able to drop down towards the rail, save some ground. He'll need a ground-saving ride to do it, but the jockey might eat a little mud, but I think he'll come from off the pace and get up for the win. That's kind of my two horses on today's card.
Jim, let's talk Saturday again here. We talked about some of the stakes races, but as far as the big long shot play coming up on Saturday, do you have a long shot favorite on Saturday's card?
Saturday, we're going to start right off in race 1 and a horse, number 5, Trip to Freedom. This horse was claimed last time out, so he's changing barns. He's also going from a 6 furlong race. He's cutting back to 4. But if you look at the times he ran last time, he went out to a quick early lead. His fractions would have won a lot of 4 furlong races. I believe he come in at a 47. A lot of races were running 46.8, 46.9 up in that area. So he's trying to run 6 furlongs and run the same fractions and just used himself up early. And so I think she'll come back at a half mile. And if she runs those same fractions today, I think she'll be in a good position to win at some pretty good odds.
Already we're talking with Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network, getting you set for another weekend of racing up at Fauner Park in Grand Island. Anything else going on in the nation, Jim, that people might take a look at on the simulcast side?
Well, this week's a little slow on the simulcast side. Oaklawn Park's wrapping up their season. We do have a couple stakes races down there, but we're also looking at we're going into Derby week. The big news now is who's going to the Derby, who's going to be the 20 starters in the gate. Everybody shipped in. There is one defection. Maudecott is out now for Bob Baffert, but there's another one stepping in to take his place. We'll have the drawings here coming up first part of the week for post position for these 20 starters, and so that's kind of where all the spotlight is now on going into the Kentucky Oaks, the Kentucky Derby. And so I really didn't get carried away with trying to find some horses in the stakes races. I'm starting to gear up for my picks for the Derby.
Again, Jim Schleicher joining us here on the show, and just a couple now weeks remaining for the Fauner Park racing season, Jim, as we kind of hit the home stretch, so to speak, on the season. Like I said, this Saturday kind of crowned is crowned the Super Bowl winner, if you will, of the Fauner Park racing season in the big stakes race. Overall, just take a kind of a look back, and when you take a look at these weekends and the crowds that are returning and supporting live thoroughbred racing in Nebraska. Obviously, the casino a huge driver in that, and that's driven up the quality of racing here at Fauner Park. But just reflect on this season as a whole, and I think we can kind of all deem it a success here for Fauner in 2025.
Oh, it's been a fantastic year. If you're out there, you look, especially on Saturdays, the grandstand is full. People are enjoying the excitement. And what's nice to see this year is the horsemen back the entry boxes. We've had plenty of horses this year. We've seen a lot of 10-horse fields. We've averaged probably over 8 horses in a race. This is something we haven't seen for a while, and so when you have that, it creates good competition. It creates good betting pools. It makes it's a lot more fun watching a 10-horse race than watching a 5-horse race. Let's be honest. And we've had some nice horses in here. Mark Hibden brought Tennessee Moon in. We've seen General Shipman that was racing all over the country. The Nebraska bred come in and dominate. We've also seen some of the old-time claimers. Let's look at Orange County, who's undefeated this year. I think he's won either 4 or 5 and won them all convincingly. It's just made for some good all-around entertainment and fun, and hopefully, we're making some money doing it.
All right, you were hot.
One thing I would like.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead, Jimmy. What do you got?
Well, one thing I would like to point out is, there is no racing this Saturday or this Sunday. Sunday is a dark day at the track, and also, we wrap up next weekend with the Kentucky Derby. There is no racing next Sunday as well, so the next 2 Sundays. So if you're going to come out, we've got 4 days of racing left, and like I said, some excitement. Hopefully, let's see if we can get the pick 5. That jackpot pick 5 pool is up to about 15,000 right now, and if we could get that carried over to next Sunday, a week from Saturday, the final day, then it's a mandatory payout. We could see that pool reach up over to maybe $125,000 for somebody's taken. So things are looking kind of exciting here going into this last couple weeks.
That's the way we like it, and you're hotter than a pistol right now, Jimmy. Hopefully your picks will come through this weekend, and everybody can walk out of there with some cash this weekend.
Well, I hope so. Let's hope everything keeps going like it has the last couple weeks, and get some money in some people's pockets, whether it's for fishing or whether it's for stocking up and getting ready for the Kentucky Derby next Saturday. Because when we get to the Derby, I'll tell you what, there's usually some good payers in there. I don't think it's going to be a big favorite winning it. There's a lot of competition, and right now I'm kind of leading towards a real long shot here in a maiden. It's a horse that's never won a race in his life, possibly having a good chance to win the Kentucky Derby.
Wow, Jimmy's teasing us a little bit. He's teasing us a little bit here.
Like that.
I am, and we'll just have to tune in next Friday and see who that pick is.
Jimmy, have yourself a great weekend and a profitable weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week.
You two guys, enjoy your day. Hope everybody's out at the track. Come on out, stay dry, because tell you what, we got to eat a grandstand, cold beer, and some good races on tap, and hope to see you all out there tomorrow too. And just remember, hey, we're all going to come out there and we will have fun. You can bet on it.
All right, Jim Schleicher from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. You can follow his picks on Facebook on the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network group page. Just click on that little link right there, and you'll get all the picks, all the Fauner Park picks that you'll ever need. Like I said, he's been real good the past couple of weeks, so hopefully that trend will continue. I mean, the money is just falling from the sky.
Yeah, the money is, well, hey, I can't grab it. What the hell?
Yeah, it's just falling from the sky.
Digital effects. Well done.
Nice.
Well done. Yeah, he's been hotter than fish grease lately. With his picks Friday, he shoots me a text and he goes, "Well, you enjoying your day at Fauna?" And so true story. Like, I'm rearing and ready to go, and I'm calling up the boys and I'm like, "Hey, take off work. Let's go out to the track. Let's have some fun." And it was one of those deals where they all chose their jobs over heading out to the track with me, and so I didn't want to ride out solo, so I made a regrettable decision not to go out to the track, and then I saw Jimmy go for like 10 for 10, and I was like, I should have just gone out and gone out to the track solo. So, yeah, I made the regrettable decision to stay home this past weekend. Might not do the same this weekend, although lots going on Saturday. Got to MC for Do the Brew. I might see who's going out Saturday and slide him like $40 and have him play some bets for me. I got Do the Brew and softball.
Yeah, you do.
It's a busy day.
I could be available. For you.
Well, let's connect.
7:49, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Let's talk some football. The Nebraska football team will be wrapping up their spring drills tomorrow. It's the Husker Games tomorrow in Lincoln. A lot of people heading down to the capital city to spend Saturday in Lincoln. They're going to have some tours to start things off with the Husker Games from 8 until noon. There's going to be some food trucks there. The Husker Equipment Sale is going to be going on at the Hawks Championship Center. So if you want to pick up some Husker garb, you can. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Gates will open up at Memorial Stadium at 12:30 tomorrow. Women's flag football at 1 o'clock. Midland University playing the UNL All-Star team. The Nebraska football scrimmage will be at 2 o'clock. Nebraska soccer versus Wyoming at 4:30 tomorrow at Hibner Stadium. Then tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Nebraska volleyball against Kansas in an exhibition at the Devaney Center. Caught up with Husker quarterback Dylan Raiola yesterday, and Dylan says it's been a good year and a good spring for the football team.
I'll speak on behalf of our team. I think just the unity and the brotherhood we've grown and built. I'm very proud of where we are. We've had about 6 or 7 leaders kind of rise to the top, and everyone knows the standard. So those guys are more for decision making for behalf of the team, as well as us talking about certain things that need to be changed. So to your question, I think just the unity and the bond that we've built for the whole roster, that's the biggest thing for us.
And the Huskers have been spending a lot of time during the spring workouts on the 2-minute offense.
I think tremendously. We've taken a bunch of jumps, but I also think there's a lot of learning. You can't really plot a 2-minute situation that you know is going to happen in a game. So it's kind of just, put the ball down. We'll have situations, have timeouts, whatever left on the clock, and you just kind of got to play ball. That's really what it comes down to, is executing and understanding the situation that you're in.
Now in the scrimmage tomorrow, Dylan will not play. Jalen Gramstat, the backup, will not play. But T.J. Lateef, he will play tomorrow in the scrimmage.
TJ's has been great all spring, from the learning standpoint to adjusting to the game. He's come in every day and just open ears, listening, and then going out to practice and doing what he messed up, or even honestly he's been doing a lot of good. So I'm very proud of him, and I'm proud of all our guys. Jalen, obviously we know about Jalen, and also Marco's coming in, transferring, coming from a different Big Ten school. It's just been great to kind of, get them involved in our quarterback room and in our team. So, I'm proud of both those guys. I think they'll showcase our quarterback room and even our team tremendously on Saturday.
Also asked Dylan Raiola how the progress has been with the Heinrich Harburg as he switches from the quarterback position to a tight end.
I don't think people understand how hard it is to go from playing quarterback to going to tight end. You go from you're not going to be hit every play to, all right, we're asking you to do all these things and run routes. So I can't say enough words about him. It's been a challenge, and he's accepted every single part of it. He's attacked it, and I think from practice 1 to now, he doesn't look like the same player. So kudos to him. He's been working his tail off, on and off the field. So I look forward to letting him spin this year.
Again, the football scrimmage gets underway at 2 tomorrow. This part of a big day in Lincoln. It's Husker games. Traditionally, this has been the red-white spring game, but we're not having the spring game, so to speak. It's the Husker games, kind of a new thing here for 2025. So if you're heading to Lincoln, enjoy yourself tomorrow. It should be a good time.
It's like the busiest weekend. You got the Husker games going on. You got the Super Bowl over at Fauner Park happening. You've got a big downtown Hastings event. We've got Hastings College softball on for you. If you whine and moan and complain that there's nothing to do in central Nebraska, you're not, listening to this show.
No, you're not trying. You're not trying.
Your Saturday should be full.
So, anyway, 7:54. Rolling along here a Friday morning on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
News and notes as we head into the weekend. First, some fires. First, in northern Nebraska, where Governor Jim Pillen has deployed 29 Nebraska National Guard members and authorized aerial support to help local firefighters combat fires in particular Brown County, where the Plum Creek fire has burned about 6,600 acres, which was sparked by a permitted burn that spread out of control. The fire has killed 45 cattle, destroyed a cabin. In response to the ongoing dry conditions, Pillen has announced a statewide burn ban. Also, fires politically, as in Kearney, Senator Pete Ricketts faced a wave of public criticism during a town hall which he hosted, as constituents were voicing strong concerns about potential cuts to Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. The crowd even grew vocal at times, interrupting Ricketts with chants advocating to tax the rich, reflecting growing tension over proposed federal policies. Ricketts will finish his town hall series today in Valentine and Scottsbluff. In the courts, Common Cause Nebraska has registered a complaint with the Nebraska Accountability and Disclosure Commission, seeking an investigation into former state senator John Keene, who was a strong opponent of medical marijuana in Nebraska, and took the issue to court even after it was approved by voters. The complaint is for Keene not disclosing expenses tied to his legal challenge. The complaint calls for an inquiry into whether those expenses should have been reported and urges the commission to enforce disclosure and apply penalties under state law. 7:56, 4 minutes till 8 o'clock. We swing things back over to the East Side Studios for your check on sports. Here's Mike Will.
The Nebraska men's basketball team will play in the 2025 Hall of Fame Classic this fall. The event will take place on November 20th and 21st at the T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City. Nebraska will be joined by Kansas State, Mississippi State, and New Mexico in this year's events. The Nebraska men's basketball team has picked up a 6'9", 245-pound senior from Tulsa. Jared Garcia played in only 17 games for the Golden Hurricane. After missing time with knee injuries, he averaged 9.6 points and 4.2 rebounds per game. Hastings College baseball team will wrap up the season this weekend with a 4-game series at Doane. Action gets underway at 1 this afternoon. Softball team will host Doane tomorrow at the Smith Complex. First pitch will be at 1. Pre-game coverage begins at 12:45 here on Extreme Sports. Adams Central baseball team split a pair of games yesterday. Patriots beat Maxwell 18-3, but lost in North Platte 4-2. Adams Central now 13-5 on the season. They'll play at Aurora on Saturday. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:58.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We made it to the weekend, and as we start off this Friday, it'll be cooler today with the high only in the mid to upper 50s. It'll be breezy as well. Northerly winds around 15, gusting to 25 miles per hour. A few area showers this morning as well. Tonight we'll have mostly cloudy skies and overnight low of 42. 58 on Saturday with a chance of a few passing showers, especially Saturday night. Sunday we have a chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms off to the west and a high of 73. That's a check your forecast.
Right now, cloudy skies, 46 degrees in Hastings with winds out of the north at 14.
Cam Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. Saturday, May 24th is the Deb Brunts Memorial Show, featuring $20,000 in total purse and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydromassage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Get Mike Will, Tyson Urbanik with you here on Extreme Sports. It's Huddle Up for a Friday. Again, broadcast-wise, we've got Hastings College softball tomorrow. The Broncos against Doane University out at the Smith Complex. Actually gets underway at 1. Pre-game show begins at 12:45. Broncos need some wins to qualify for the GPAC postseason tournament that's coming up next week. So the Broncos in action against the Tigers tomorrow out at Smith. Like you said, it's going to be a busy weekend if you're heading to the track at Fauner Park. Cam Raceway opens their season tonight, hopefully, weather permitting. Again, if you can't make it to the track, you can get on our video stream this year. Just go to our webpage at x-streamsports.com. Right there at the top of the page, click on Racing. Follow the instructions, and you get the live video feed of the racing action tonight out at Camp Raceway. So
busy weekend.
A lot of things going on in addition to everything else. Husker games going on in Lincoln. All the playoff action going on. Baseball. There
you go. I found my favorite image today, by the way, for the internet, or from the internet, I should say. A Shadur Sanders jersey with, of course, number 2 on the backside. And then instead of Sanders written on the back, it's round 2.
Round 2.
If you can see it there. It's my favorite internet image that I have found so far while scrolling social media today. Couldn't have asked for a better draft. The guy built a custom draft room. He had hats. He bought hats for all 32 NFL teams that was going to draft him with his little Shadur Sanders logo on there. Builds his custom draft room. Wears the big diamond chain. It's all decked out to the nines. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, somebody will pick him up today.
Couldn't be happier of the way things turned out.
Look for Cleveland.
The dumpster fire of quarterbacks.
Yeah. I hope he goes to Cleveland. Like I said, the Browns have 2 picks right off the bat in the second round.
Sure.
Do they need a quarterback, though? They got 3 or 4, don't they?
They need everything.
I know, but I think
literally everything.
That'd be just great if he went to Cleveland.
Also, is this like the NFL draft? Is this like the NCAA tournament where your interest and your give a damn significantly drops off after the first round is done?
Oh yeah, I won't sit down and watch.
Same.
Yeah,
not gonna
I
happen.
won't. Yeah, probably not tonight. I probably won't. It might be on. And as I casually walk by, I might look and see who got picked.
Sure.
Of course, it's going to be the interest for Nebraska players now. We've got some
Ty
guys.
Robinson probably goes to round 2.
Yeah, we could probably have some guys go here in the next day or so.
Yep.
So that would be my interest.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm not going to sit down and sit on the couch and watch every single pick intently.
Yeah, I dedicated 4 hours to that yesterday. Like, I'm done. Like, that's done.
And Saturday's even worse yet.
Oh, it's slow-moving Saturday.
Yeah, I will probably have it on tonight and occasionally check out what's going on. Saturday, I could give a damn.
Yep.
I could give a damn.
I'll get alerts from my favorite teams, and that's fine.
Yeah, I'll get alerts throughout the day and say, okay, great.
That's neat.
All right, so that'll wrap things up for another week. It's been a busy week. Thank God it's Friday, huh?
TGIF.
Thank God it's Friday. A lot going on. We'll have a softball again tomorrow, beginning at 12:45 here on Extreme Sports. Other than that, I'll cut you loose for the day, my man. I'll cut you loose.
Appreciate that. Going right back to bed, taking a little nappy poo.
If you'd like to listen to the show again, especially the picks from Jim, like I said, he's been red hot the past couple of weeks. So if you'd like to grab his picks, go to our podcast section and download the podcast and listen to the show again in its entirety, even on the Roku TV. Got the app there. You can listen to us again. So we'll do this again Monday morning at 7 o'clock here on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great week.